having a good day today?
Oh, I hope so. I hope so. All right. Well, thank you so much for inviting me to come and speak with you today. I'm really excited to be here. You heard a little bit of my background. I have quite a few years of experience in middle school and looking forward to sharing it with you. Before I start through my story, I titled this presentation today, Begin Your STEAM Story. I think STEAM is for everyone. STEAM is for all of you, and I hope today to meet a few important goals. First, to show you what STEAM is and looking at it from different angles. Second, for you to make some type of direct contact with STEAM. And third, to sprinkle in a little bit of my story along the way. I've been through many, many careers in my professional life, and I'm going to talk a little bit about those. But currently I am the program manager for the STEAM Technical Assistance Center, which is housed here at Morgantown at WVU. And myself and a group of 5 other master teachers travel all over the state to visit students like yourselves. We were here about a month and a half ago in Mr. Overstreet's class, and we really enjoyed our time. So let's go ahead and get started. And a couple things. I am a teacher, so you know what that means. There's going to be a few quizzes, and there's going to be homework at the end. All right? You're not going to do it. All right, here we go. My STEAM story. My story is unique to begin with. I was born to parents who were nearly in their 50s. I was a surprise baby. My parents built their house, and my mother delivered me about 10 months later. That's a story she always liked to tell. So that's a picture of me in the 1970s. I was a child of the 70s and 80s. Down below, that's my mother holding me on the right, and that's a picture of my dad holding me on the left. Just to give you a little bit of an idea of the time frame. My parents were of the World War II generation, so quite a few years ago. So I was not only just one generation away, I was actually 2 generations away from my parents. So sometimes communication got a little bit hard, especially when I went through my middle school years. But anyway, everything happens for a reason, and it was all good. Okay, here we go. STEAM question number 1. Let's start with this section over here. Who can tell me what the letter S stands for in STEAM? Raise your hand, please. Yes, science. In this section, E, S-T, T-T. Technology. This section, raise your hand. Yes. Engineering. What over here? The A. A stands for art. Good. And right there. Mathematics, very good. And you got all of those right. Science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. But I want you to think about STEAM in a little bit different way today. You all know the core subject areas, so we're going to talk about it in a different approach. Why STEAM? Why is STEAM so important? Why are you hearing about it in the news, in your classrooms? Because STEAM careers are mission critical. We're in a state, not only in this state, but nationally, and really internationally, where technology is growing and moving so fast. We need people of strong, prepared workforce in these type of careers to keep us competitive. And those are just a few of the areas where we have the greatest need. Did a little research for my presentation today. West Virginia STEAM Outlook. STEAM career opportunities are here and now for you, waiting in West Virginia. And a little bit of encouraging information. STEAM jobs in West Virginia are projected to grow by 8%. All other professions only by 3%. Still, it's growth, so that's good. We're not going backwards. Jobs in computing and computer science are expected to grow by 11%. Median or average earnings for STEAM jobs in West Virginia are about $31, $32 an hour. Other professions, about half, $16 an hour. STEAM job unemployment rate, that's unemployment rate, is at 1.9%, but higher in other professions and occupations at 6.7%. So STEAM offers a lot of positive possibilities as you're thinking about your future careers. Next, is STEAM for you? Your STEAM story that I want you to start. What are your gifts, talents, and interests? What gets you motivated? Do you like gaming? Do you like the outdoors? Helping others? Hands-on designing and building things? If you do, STEAM could definitely be a possibility for you. Also, before I came to speak to you today, I thought to myself it's important that adults understand your point of view, your opinions, and your perspectives before we start telling you what you should do or advising you in some way or another. So I saw the study, and it's on core values among teenagers your age. And the core values are the most important things that you think will help you succeed. So the results of this study showed 95% of students surveyed said the number one thing that was important to them was having enough time to do the things they want to do. If you agree with that, if you think that's something that's most important to you, now and in the future, please raise your hand. Just a quick survey of this crowd. Okay, you got a couple.
Wait, what was the question?
Question is, do you agree that having enough time to do the things you want to do is really important to you? If you do, raise your hand. Okay. Thank you for asking me to re-explain that. Okay. Next. The second group, 93%, said being successful in the career was the most important thing to them. If to you, you think being successful in the career is most important to you, raise your hand. Okay, a little bit less that time. All right, if you ask me, I think it's a combination of both. If you think about STEAM jobs can give you a healthy work-life balance. So if you have success in your career, that will give you financial resources to have enough time to meet your requirements for the first. So I think they go hand in hand. So that just helps us adults understand where you are and what your perspectives are. Before we start handing out advice. So here comes the advice, and we're going to talk a little bit about STEAM in a different way. So we know S is for science, but S is also for skill building. So here's your second quiz question, this section. By raise of hands, can you name a career skill that you think is important today and in the future? So a skill. Mm-hmm. Work as a team, absolutely. Let's hop over to this section. Can you name a skill that's needed today and in the future in professions? Communication. Go ahead.
I forgot.
Okay, think on it. How about over here? Being good with technology. Those are all wonderful answers. So let's see what the top professionals say. Before we look at them, this is a photograph of students a little bit older than you. These are high school students who are doing internship work at the Toyota manufacturing plant in Buffalo, West Virginia. So again, those opportunities are out there if you want to take advantage of them. Okay, here they are. Sound judgment and thinking, being a good decision maker. Flexibility, that means being a good listener and being able to learn from others. Having emotional control and empathy for other people. Empathy means being able to put yourself in someone else's shoes and understand their perspective. Curiosity, creativity, bias detection, and handling. Bias is dealing with prejudices. And you may have prejudices that you are aware of and some that you're not aware of. So you will have to deal with your own as well as other people's. That's a big skill. And last, understanding of artificial intelligence and AI. If you follow the news at all, I'm sure with all your social media and everything else you're involved in, AI is a daily topic. It's growing at such a fast pace, it's almost growing out of control. And I always call it like a moving target. And it's important that we understand that humans need to control AI. We need to be the decision makers of whether it's good, whether it's bad in certain situations, and the best way to apply and use it. All right, so back to my STEAM story. Pictures of me when I was in my late elementary years. I decided to start to study the violin, and I continued that up through college, and I actually played with the Wheeling Symphony. And you always think about that favorite teacher, a teacher who had a serious impact on you. Could be, maybe it hasn't happened yet, maybe it happened in your elementary years. This is Mrs. Mary Ellen Rice, and she was my favorite teacher. She's not living anymore, but the things that we did in her classroom and her level of understanding and care for us definitely made a lifelong impact. Earlier we said T is for teamwork as an important skill. So some more advice for you. Find mentors to guide you. As you go through your career pathway, whether it is in STEAM or something else, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to be an island. You can work with others who can help you along the way by finding that one trusted adult. Hopefully you have more than one, but at least one. All right, back to my STEAM story. After I graduated college, I had plans to go to optometry school to be an eye doctor. I was actually accepted to Philadelphia College of Optometry in Pennsylvania, had my bags packed, ready to go, and then life dealt me a pretty serious blow. My father died suddenly of a heart attack, and we were very close, so it was a really difficult loss for me. So I was left really confused and not knowing what to do. So I had finished up my college years and some other obligations that I had. I didn't want to leave home because my mom was close to retirement. Just wasn't good timing. So I decided to get married, and I took a job with a well-known eye surgeon in the Wheeling area. And I stayed there for about 12 years. And I had a really lengthy career there, and I did a lot of different things, a lot of different job titles. I will tell you that job was tough. Not only dealing with the doctor himself, but dealing with patients and coworkers. It was a big practice and a lot to handle. And I was probably in my late 20s in that picture. So it was a lot, but I learned a lot from it. That's the only picture I could find of myself in my white scrubs. He demanded that we all wear white, not colored scrubs like you'll see people in the healthcare professions work today. So think about your education. E for education. An interesting fact is that most people, actually 60% of people in the STEAM fields today do not have a four-year college degree. You may think that they would, but they don't. They have followed other pathways, including technology certification, the trades, enlistment, and entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship really today is the most exciting because you have the chance to carve your own pathway. Think about all the content creators or people who sell things on Etsy that they create. Your opportunities are so much more broad than what mine ever were. Let's talk about your coursework for a minute. This is not everybody's favorite subjects. When it comes to STEAM, look at the first two, science and math. And those two may be really intimidating for some of you. But I'm going to ask you, please don't run away from it. Run toward them. Find teachers and mentors to help you tackle those subjects if they are challenging for you. But you can see the others, and those are all offered here, and they're all part of STEAM. So I encourage you to work hard in school and do the best you can. Ask for help when you need to, and work hard at it. So moving forward a few years, I had another big career change when I was leaving my 30s. I was entering my 40s, and I just wanted another challenge. And I wanted to kind of move away from the healthcare field, and I was at a point in my life where my kids were teenagers, and I felt I could make more of a contribution that was meaningful. At the age of 40, I graduated from WVU with a teaching degree, and I was hired by Marshall County Schools as a science educator at Cameron High School. So the first picture is with me and my mom. I was 40, and she was in her early 80s there. And second picture is of me and my daughter when she was a junior in high school. I was actually her teacher. So it was a great career move, and I loved every one of my years at Cameron High School, all the experiences I had, and teaching itself has been just a wonderful career for me. Very rewarding. Moving forward, A is not only for art, but it's for altruism. And the definition of altruism is doing something, helping others, that may cost you something. It's some type of cost to yourself. Showing gratitude and compassion toward other people, and not all people does that come easy. Always following the golden rule. Expect to treat others like you want to be treated. And then really, what does all this have to do with STEAM? When I look at this list, I think about all the problems that face our world today, and there are many, and we could spend an hour here at the least talking about them. But it's using that sense and character quality of altruism to help have insight to those problems and creative ideas of how to solve them, not just to help yourself, but to help others and for the greater good. All right, quiz question number 3. I'm going to start over here. Take a peek at those two diagrams. What do you see and what comes to mind? Yes? A sigma. I don't know what a sigma is. What's a sigma? Anybody else? Over here? What do you see in the picture? Yes?
An odd one out.
A what?
An odd one out.
Odd one out.
Oddball.
Oddball. Let's go over here. Yes?
The pictures express not having to always follow the same crowd, even if you take your own path.
Yeah, very good. Not following the crowd, taking your own path. And in the back. Yes? Yeah, I like that. I never thought of that. The bigger path might be easier and the smaller path might be harder. And one more. I agree with that. Those are all excellent answers. Very good. Thank you for your participation there. Good job on that quiz. All that to come to the final letter, M. We know M is for mathematics, but M is for mindset. STEAM itself, the way you approach things, the way you approach problem solving, working together, collaboration, is all a mindset. And it's thinking about the valuing the process of working through problem solving more so than the product, the end product. Be a risk taker and a mistake maker. It's okay to fail and make mistakes, and learn from your mistakes and the mistakes of others who came before you. Take on challenges, like I said. Don't walk away from a challenge, walk toward them. Set high expectations for yourself. I'm going to share a quote from my mom. She always told me, always give a little bit more than what's expected, and you'll reap big dividends. It may not happen right away, but maybe in the future. The struggle is real and good, and again, follow your own pathway to success, stand out, be a unicorn. Swim against the current. Don't be afraid. All right, back to my STEAM story. In 2020, I was named the West Virginia Teacher of the Year. It was a rough year because my year was cut short in March of 2020 due to COVID, but that's okay. Most of my obligations became virtual, and I was able to work through those. Eventually, in 2021, I made it to the White House and got to meet President and Mrs. Biden, along with the other 55 Teachers of the Year. So it was a great experience. From that, and out of that opportunity, I was offered a position at the West Virginia Department of Education. I moved by myself, kept my family at home, to Charleston, West Virginia for about 18 months. So another big change. So that's a picture of me right after I joined the department, and on the other side, that's a picture of me on the Capitol steps. It's really hard to see. I have a 95-year-old aunt who said, if you ever make it down there, if that happens for you, send me that picture. I guess she didn't believe me, but she finally did after she saw the picture. So during my time at the department, the superintendent at the time came to me and said, I have an idea for this project. It's called the STEAM Technical Assistance Center, and I would like for you to go to Morgantown and help build it. So myself, along with an amazing team of teachers and a whole support system, we built the STEAM Technical Assistance Center. So far, our team has reached 35,000 students, and this week we are celebrating the start of our 3rd year of programming. So thank you all for being a part of that and to help us celebrate. All right, so back to your STEAM story when we'll finish up here. Last quiz question. What do you think are the top ranked STEAM jobs in West Virginia right now and in the future possibly? Raise of hands, please. Top jobs. I see one over there. Coal miner. Anybody else? Engineer. How about someone from this section? No? Here? Doctor, medical. And let's do one more. Yes. Welder. All great answers. Let's see if your answers agree with the top employers. Heavy equipment technician and operator. Tool and die maker, machinists. Healthcare workers. Computer programming and support technicians, cybersecurity. Aeronautics, aviation, aircraft assembler, mechanics, and pilots. This is a really quickly growing industry in our state. Supply chain manager, managing where our products come from and where they're going to. Information security analyst, and teacher, finally. We have, last group actually mentioned teaching. So good guesses on those. You passed the quiz. All right, so these are just images of some of those professions to give you an idea. All right, so here it comes. Here's your homework. Oops, look at that. There we go. I want you to begin to write your own STEAM story. Think about everything that we talked about today. Think about STEAM not only as the core subject matters that you have to study and be prepared for, but think about all the character qualities and the skills that you have to have for a STEAM career. Think about all the amazing opportunities that are right here and now and will be here for you in the future for STEAM. Think about where you'll be in the next 5, 10, 20, 30 plus years. It's a big look forward. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and finish there. Thank you all so much for your time. I appreciate it. I wish you all the health and happiness. All right. I think we have a few minutes to take questions. So if you have some good